point number one. Topic once again is how to successful use social media. Point number one, produce 10 times more than you consume. A successful user of social media is producing 10 times more than you consume. This is especially important if you are a content creator or someone who uses social media to drive or generate business. Now, if you're using social media to drive or generate business, then you should be producing rather a lot more than you are consuming. And you don't even need to consume at all, as a matter of fact. So if you're a content creator, again, 10 outputs for every one input. For every minute that you're looking at somebody else's posts, you need to be posting 10 of your own stuff. So if that sounds like a lot, well, maybe it is, but it's only a lot if you're looking at other people's stuff. See, if you're looking at other people's stuff on social, then for 5 minutes of their stuff, you need 50 of your own posts. But if you don't look at anybody's stuff at all, you just need to do 10 posts. All right, 1 minute of looking at other people's stuff, 10 posts of your own. Again, it just depends on how much you're looking at other people's stuff. If you're a professional, you shouldn't be looking at other people's stuff that much unless you're doing it as a market research thing. And that doesn't really count as social media consumption. That counts as you actually doing your job. Like I'm stalking somebody else's social media page and I'm just trying to find out about them, what they're doing, what their current projects are, etc. That I'm not considering social media consumption. When I say consumption, what I mean is you just mindlessly scrolling through in the Explorer feed or looking at other people's posts, your cousins, your friends, somebody you went to school with 10 years ago. You're just looking at their stuff because you have, or at least you have in your mind, you're thinking you have nothing else to do in that moment. So you're just mindlessly scrolling. That's what I mean when I say consuming on social media. Now, someone may smartly, is actually not that smart, but you'll get my point. You may ask, well, Dre, if everybody took that advice of producing 10 times more than they consumed on social media, then nobody would be looking at anybody's content. And we would all be doing all this posting, and then nobody's material is getting looked at. So wouldn't that actually defeat the purpose of social media's very existence? The answer to the question is yes, it would defeat the purpose of social media's existence if that were to occur. But the other part to this, the other answer to the question that wasn't even being asked is that will never occur. That won't occur because everybody is not going to take this advice. Not everyone is even privy to this advice, let alone are they going to take it. So you will never get into the point of posting for nothing because there's nobody to consume it. In theory, that makes sense, but in reality, it is not. Not every human being even wants to be successful, let alone productive, let alone effective or efficient in how they're using their life, or what most people call their time, and time makes up life. So this will remain as a theory. It will never become a reality that everyone is consuming. Everyone is producing. Nobody's consuming, so there's nobody to look at stuff. You just make sure you're one of the people who is producing and not consuming, and you're not looking at stuff. But trust me, there will always be plenty of people. For every one of you, there are about 100 others who don't heed this advice and don't even know about it and don't even want it, as a matter of fact. And they will gladly consume as much material as they can. Okay, so don't worry about that. Most people are not focused on success at all on any level, and let alone are they thinking about it intentionally. So most people will spend the majority of their time when they're on social media simply scrolling and consuming, because that's what most people do on social media. They scroll and consume. That is how social media is engineered. That's how it's designed. That is what it's aimed. It is aimed at making people do. And most people are pretty good at conforming and following directions, and they do what they're told to do regardless of who told them to do it. So just keep posting, producing, and trust me, there will be plenty of consumers. You will never be short on consumers when it comes to your use of social media. You, on the other hand, as I just said, you are part of the 1% or the 2% who is only focused on production. You're not focused on consumption when it comes to social media. So you just make sure you're not one of those people that I just described. All right, that's all you got to do. Point number two,